Hi and welcome back to another one of our videos. This is a Discovery 2 TD5 and it won't start. I'm just going to show you what the problem is. Key in. No M&S lights, it's not XYZ. And look, nothing. We've checked the gear. We'll just run you through it. And as you can see, all the gears are showing, so it's not the XYZ switch, no lights. I'm just going to show you in the fuse box what to check as well. You just come in, it's on the either side. You just come in here, so where are we? You just go in the driver's side and try and click it over. So that's your starter motor relay, which is this one here. You want to hear a clicking sound. Yep. So the relay's working fine. And then you want to verify, basically, starter motor relay there, signal wire for the starter motor that enables a solenoid to open, the plunger to plunge and then connect across to the main battery positive. So we'll just do a quick test here. So we want to put this on the black. This is a bit fiddly, this. We want to put it on the black and we want to put it in here. And then when you click this relay, it should show a voltage. Just click it on. Hang on, I don't think I've got a very good connection on this. Try it again. There we go, 12.3 plus. So we know the relay, this relay here is putting power to here. And we've also verified, just come and help with this, it's difficult to film it. We've also verified the battery voltage as well, so we think it needs a new starter motor. 12.3, that's enough to start it. So we'll film this video in a couple of parts. We've got to get the starter motor off and we'll show you inside it if it is that problem. If it's not, we'll add to the video. Yeah, thanks. Right, welcome back. This video is going to be in a few parts, as I said. So we're taking the starter motor off, and as you can see, I'll try and zoom in on that just to show you. Can you move the torch a minute? There's your main 12 volt from the battery. There's your sort of signal wire to engage the plunger, the solenoid, etc. We've got a drain plug. We've got a bolt there straight ahead, and there's also a bolt at the bottom there as well. There is a stud and a nut apparently as well, but we'll show you. We'll get it off and we'll show you a bit more in a minute. We have removed the battery. We've removed a little bit more than what we needed to. The signal wire I'm talking about is this one here. That runs all the way down inside this conduit onto a spade plug. So that one there off that relay. So the starter motor's out. That would be if you were looking at it from the bottom of the car. The bolts on the side, they were easy to get out.
Those were
These
13 mil, weren't they?
I think they were. Oh, sockets. That's a bit dirty because it's a bit, you know. So they're 13 mil sockets. The bolts here and here. Okay. Now, the one that you'll find difficult to get to, and I'll show you in a minute, is the top right one. Basically, it is just below the inlet manifold. There is a trick to getting it out. The only thing I'd say is you have to crack the bolt first, and that's the most difficult bit, because when you're underneath, you've got it up, the wrench, you can't got a lot of manoeuvre. So what we did is we managed to get this breaker bar with this. You need a 4-inch extension with that size socket. Not a deep socket because it just won't fit, you haven't got the clearance.
Let's just stress it's a 15 mil socket.
So this is 15 mil to release this top nut, because it's 2 bolts, a stud that you hang it on, and the nut. So we managed to get this up, so it's at the back of the thing, so it'd be, we managed to get it up and forward and just crack it, and then we used a wrench.
Little
little wrench. I will just show you. You can't see. Normally you might be one person doing this. We've got 2 people, but this is obviously in that manifold here. You don't want to be taking all that off. I can't really see where it is now. You see down there. If I can show you it. You see that stud? There it is. I'll just show you that on the video. If it focuses, that stud is the real tricky one to get off we was talking about. If you've got small hands like me, you can put a torch here, and as the person guides the socket in, you can just put it on, and it needs to be on straight because you don't want to round the nut off. You can do this by yourself, but when you're underneath, you want to be laying head facing up, arms facing towards the back, and then just get it on there, and you can feel for it, but it's not an easy job, to be honest. Especially this top one. The top one's the worst.
It's one of the most difficult fiddles.
Yeah.
It's taken us longer to get that top off than any other part of the job.
Yeah, we've only just got this off, to be honest. The only other thing you'll have to get off before pulling the starter motor off is the, I think there's a couple of pipes going under there going to the transmission cooler, 2 transmission cooler pipes just on this thing. This thing sort of sits on it. Just a bit of a clean up and put that back on easy. You will have to take this off first. Apart from that, that's it. We'll update this video in a minute. What we're going to do is we're going to open this up and have a look at the I can't remember what it's called, the solenoid. We're going to have a look at the solenoid and show you what it's like. So obviously we've got the starter motor off in the previous part of the video. It's got like this little cover, and they're 3 8mm bolts. Just telling you that in case you're thinking of refurbing it. And by the way, I will leave a link to the kit. You can get the plunger and the contacts, the solenoid replacement kit basically. But obviously, this is like the original starter motor, so I don't know how much life the motor has got in it, but I'd imagine this is the main thing that you can fix. So as before, this is the plunger. So basically, it just goes forward like it comes through. Where's it go? The relay clicks that on. Signal from the relay by that little wire pushes the plunger forward,
Spins the motor.
When the plunger is forward, it then provides power from the battery through this contact onto this ring, to this contact, onto here, to the motor. So let's just show you this close up, because so that's the plunger, and as you can see, it's very, very pitted. It is I believe it's the original starter motor. It says D&JHowTo Japan Rover. So that's the plunger, and inside as well, the copper is
Seen better days.
It's seen better days. So that's why this isn't starting basically. Now the solution, the temporary solution to this is to clean this part up here and clean this part. The problem is it probably won't last that long. I've seen other videos with people who've cleaned it up. I don't think it'll last.
A refurb kit is about £15.
So yeah, so as I was saying earlier, the refurb kit to replace this part, which is sort of like bolted through on a nut, this part bolted from the nut onto the motor, and the plunger spring and plunger, and obviously that copper disc is about 15 quid.
Can I just say something?
So yeah,
So some of the starter motors range from 70 quid to 180. A Denso one is 180. Obviously the build quality. This is a Denso.
yeah, I'll just show you that it is actually a dent, so it's not cheap.
There you go.
It's not some cheapy.
Right. So just to make a point, this Denso alternator's been on here for 20 years. Yeah. So you can get cheaper ones for 70 quid. They might be absolutely fine. But what I would say is that the refurb kit is about 15. And what I would say, it's not a difficult job. It's very difficult and organ time consuming getting that top nut off. Personally, I would sooner put a 70 quid alternator on and put a new unit on if you've gone to all the trouble of taking it off.
I personally think it's better to replace, sorry, not the alternator, the starter motor. We're a bit tired. I think it's better to replace the starter motor with a good one, because really, the amount of trouble it is.
But if your budget is 70 quid,
lower, then it's
I
fair
think
enough.
it's better to put a 70 quid starter motor on
rather than refurbing it, because this might go. You know, this might.
That's 15 to 20 quid, and you get a whole new unit.
Yeah.
And even if it lasts you a couple of years, you've already gone through all the trouble of taking it out. You might as well just be done with it, to be honest. That's what I would do.
This part of the video is nearly finished, but this cable here, this one, it's around here somewhere, and it's this thing here. It's on this spade connector. So what I've gone and done is I've gone and used some pliers and just squeezed them together, and I've gone and used a load of electrical contact cleaner. And there is obviously the main wherever it is. There is obviously the main. The main wire off the battery, and that is that thing there. This thing. It's that thing there. So what I'll do with that is I'll clean it up with a bit of sandpaper, electrical contact cleaner, because what you want to make sure is you want to make sure everything is nice and clean going back on it. And I'll put a bit of dielectric grease on the top of the nut as well, just to make sure it don't corrode. This is actually where the that's where the starter motor sits, and at the top you've got the stud, and you've got the bolt hole on the left, bolt hole on the bottom. And when you pull it out towards the front of the car, because you've got these cooler pipes in the way. So we're just about to put the new one on. This is the old one. New one. It's obviously nice and shiny. That's covered in oil. I haven't really changed the design much. It's the same design. It's got the same bits there. This is a Denso one. So what we'll do is once we've got it refitted, we'll come back to you. So we're just putting the top bolt in, and as you can see, we've got sort of a ratchet coming up at the back. Zoom that in, ratchet at the back, and then you've got it literally straight on there like that. But because I've got smaller hands and wrist, I managed to, this is how we did it. I managed to get my hand, a torch here, I managed to get my hand all the way down here like this, put the nut back on, and then hold, and someone else is below, and hold the extension bar, the ratchet, sort of on it while it was being done up. Now we just need to nip it up with a breaker bar, and same with the two bottom ones. I'll show you underneath in a minute. Starter motor's back on. Got the side bolts there, and there, and that other one I showed you that how we did that in the previous part. Got the main 12 volt from the battery on. Got a little spade there. Put a bit of dielectric grease on it, just to keep the corrosion off it. And this bracket here gets put on. This cooler pipes gets put on after the starter motor and before the bolt goes in. Put a little bit of grease on that and clean it up. So we'll come back to you when we've got it all working. So we've got everything back together, battery on and everything. See if it starts. So to wrap up the video, it was the starter motor, and it was caused by the arcing and pitting on the solenoid and the plunger. So if you don't want to buy a new starter motor, you can buy this kit. We discussed this previously in the video. So the parts from JGS 4x4, excellent company. Everything's good quality. They deliver fast. They're a really good company. I recommend them. I'll leave a link in below. This is the plunger and solenoid repair kit if you want to do it. £15. Anything to say?
Well, probably going back to the other video, I'd say you need a 13mm and a 15mm socket and a wrench and a breaker bar. you do need 2 people to get that top nut back in. It is a 15mm, just to be sure, and I keep sort of drumming that in. I would say that if you're going to all that trouble, you could repair it with this, 15 quid, or you can get a starter motor, like I said before, for 70 quid, or you can replace it, the one that we had, the Denso.
I think about 100 quid more. Yeah.
But bear this in mind, we've said it before, but I'm just going to repeat, that Denso starter motor had been on here 20 years. So that says, that's a testament for that component and
Quality
that manufacturer.
component, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why we went for Denso again. So we've done a few bits on vehicles. It wasn't that difficult, it was just awkward. One of the most
difficult bit was that bit at the top.
Yeah, the most awkward bit was getting that nut off, but it literally is. If you think you're not getting to it and you're giving up, don't give up, just persevere with it and you will get there, but you need 2 people. You just need to know where it is and plenty of light, that's what I would say.
The second person thing is for the nut at the top that you can't see. You can do it, but it's a bit of a faff.
It just helps somebody guide your socket on there and then just to hold it on so you're not slipping or rounding it off when taking it off and doing it up. But apart from that, it solved our problem. So, you know.
So guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully this video is detailed enough to help you if you do have the problem.
Yeah,
I hope we've put enough detail in it for you.
Yeah, I hope it helps you, because a lot of garages and that, they won't touch these discoveries because of the quirky things like that.
But
bolt.
it's also the repair bill as well.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of money.
It'd be quite a lot of money for something like this. But as I say, hopefully the video's helped you. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. We'll try our best to answer them. We are not mechanics. We are DIYers.
Yeah, we are not mechanics. We're just
trying to sort
keep
something out.
this old girl on the road more than anything, because we use it for our allotment and things. So it's quite a useful vehicle to us, and it's comfy.
Thanks for watching.